And now we are live. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Alien Investigations, a channel dedicated to the X-Files Collectible Card Game. And we are coming at you with another playtest for the upcoming unofficial Season 5 expansion. We've had a couple of playtests previously on this channel where we got to see some of the cards that are part of this 175 card expansion. And we have plenty more playtests coming up because we really want to give each card a chance to survive that stress test and make sure that they are mechanically sound. And I've got two gentlemen here from the Eastern, well, I say Eastern as they're Eastern Standard Time, and they are both availing themselves on the Sunday evening to help make sure that these cards are as mechanically sound as I hope they are. And over here, I have Mike from Canada. And Mike is actually, both of you guys are actually both from our recent virtual tournament. And I'm so glad I've got you guys back for more X-Files CCG. Mike, I'm so happy you're with us. This is your first time as one of our playtesters.
Yep.
You've seen the cards. You've built a deck with them already. Without giving away too much, what are your first thoughts on what you've seen?
I liked it. I was saying this to you a little bit earlier privately that I think I could have built an entire deck just using the Season 5 cards. In fact, I first did, it was only Season 5 cards, and then I thought, well, for playtesting purposes, you might want to see how it reacts with certain cards or whatever. So I threw in some Premier and stuff, and I kind of changed my theme of the deck a little bit. And then well, we'll see how it goes. I'm excited to give it a try.
Excellent. And there's no shortage of cards to choose from, as you said. It's like, and I would be very much interested to see what a deck entirely composed of Season 5 cards would look like at some point. So let's not rule out that altogether. But in the meantime, though, we are going to see some decks tonight where we combine not only these playtest cards, but some of the commercially released cards so that we can see how well they work together in the course of a game. And of course, these card pools are open to anyone who wants to use cards from the Season 4 expansion, because there actually is a lot of cards that make reference to some of the stuff that came out of that earlier expansion. So that's great. And of course, there's the unreleased Scully expansion as well. Want to see how all of those different expansions work with this new one. And so, yeah, that's what all of these playtests collectively are going to be about. How well do these new cards work? Are they as serviceable as what we've seen before? That's what we're here to find out. And Mike, your opponent for this matchup is going to be John, also formerly of our 2024 X-Files CCG virtual tournament. John from Pennsylvania. You too, sir, have a deck of those cards at your disposal tonight. And what are your feelings on them?
Oh, I'm pretty excited to be here and to play. I thought they looked really good. I was pretty impressed as I went through them. I had a hard time narrowing it down. I did end up going with all Season 5, with the exception of a few locations. A lot of my locations are not, from Season 5, but other than that, it's all Season 5. And I have maybe 4 or 5 duplicates, so we should see different cards.
Excellent. And that's great, because we want to see as many cards as we can in the course of these play tests. So then that way, when we eventually turn them over to our dear leader to make them available for commercial release, everyone who orders them will be, will be rest assured that they're getting a very serviceable product. And yes, as speaking of Dax, I want to thank him, of course, because he is the one responsible for doing the mock-ups for these cards, these drafted cards that we're using. So without him, we really would not be able to really bring these cards to everyone. They are beautiful, as you guys have undoubtedly seen looking through just these drafts. And yeah, we have Dax to thank for that. So I know he usually tunes into these play tests either live or recording later. So Dax, again, can't thank you enough for your efforts. All right, gentlemen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send myself backstage. I'm going to let you guys sling some card stock back and forth, and let me know if you have any questions regarding any of these playtest cards, because I can certainly address to what my intent was when writing them. And of course, let's talk out if there's any way we can improve upon any of them, if anything sounds mechanically awkward or just reads a little confusing, that's the stuff we can easily clear up. And yeah, I like the idea of 3 heads working together to see if like each of the cards that come up tonight are as effective as, again, I hope they are to be. So gentlemen, I'm going to send myself backstage and have a great matchup.
Thank you.
Thanks.
And John, I don't think we've actually met before, so it's nice to finally get to play against you. And I've watched a couple of your tournament games. And...
See if I can get these lined up so that they look somewhat right. Yeah, things are backwards from what I would expect. There we go.
All right. While you're setting up there, I will introduce my agents to you.
Cool.
So from the season 2 or season 5, beg your pardon. I don't know why it said season 2. I got Langley, and I've got also from the season 2 Detective John Kresge, and his is if Kresge is in the same team as Agent Sculler, he gains +1 to his sciences and evidence collection skills. I also have Agent Dana Scully, and everyone's favorite Detective Manners.
Yes. There's so many great witnesses in this set that he was very tempting.
Yeah, and that was the main thing. I was just to get the witnesses out, the ones that I wanted. I figured since I initially picked Scully, Kresge, and Langley, and then I had 2 left over, and I was going to take the agent that had the 2, and then I was just like, you know what, I'm going to take Manners and just I'll get those witnesses out.
He's a perfect.
All right. So who do you have?
All right, sorry. I had a little freeze up over here.
Yeah.
I have, let's see, if you can read these. And maybe that way.
All right.
I have Holly Patton. She's my manner substitute. She only costs 2. And let me tell you what she can do.
All right.
Sorry. I'm going to use my big other screen here to pull her up. Okay. While Molly Patton is in the bureau section, keyword government equipment may be requisitioned for 2 less. And she can also use martial arts cards.
Very good.
So we have her. And then we've got the lone gunman.
Oh, you went for the whole team.
Yep, threw them all in there.
Nice.
See how they play out. So we've got Byers, Frohicke, Langley, and they all get tokens.
That's right, yeah.
Let's see.
Then Byers gets 3, and the other guys get
3 to add to computer skill checks. Langley gets 1 to take care of a bluff attached to a site. And Frohicke gets 1 to take care of get an event card played on my team, as opposed to a generic event card, I suppose.
Right.
So those are the. Sorry about the glare there. Let me see if I can fix that.
It's really dark now. Oh. That's a bit better, yeah.
Well, sort of.
Yeah, that's better.
All right.
This up just a little bit.
Yeah, still a bit, but we'll live with the rest.
All right. How did you want to decide who goes first? Flip a coin?
Your choice. This is a fun game. We're just play testing here, so you feel like
Well,
going first?
you've got coins in front of you. Flip a coin. We'll do it.
All right. You want heads or tails?
Heads.
It is heads.
All right. I will be the investigating player then.
Cool.
The glare's not as bad as John's. Yeah. All right. Did you want me to cut the deck at all? You all good?
No, I don't care about that
All
for
right.
this kind of
And
game.
you've got your X file.
Yes.
All right.
Right here.
Perfect. Mine's right there. So I will
We'll swap you in later.
1, 5, 6, 7
I'll play with
cards.
that a little bit more. Then we get it all center. Shining in the wall, maybe. That's too dark. Okay.
All right. So start off by generating res, and I generate 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, and I get to draw a card as well, right? Yes. All right. So I'm gonna have to buy some cards, I believe. Let's buy 3 cards. Perfect. All right. To you, sir. Sell?
You want me to cut?
No, go ahead.
Okay. I'll take my 7. See if I can move those over there. I might have lost that. Here. Okay. Might even like to see.
Oh, it froze again. There you go.
And you've got your res already?
Yep,
And
I've drawn 3 cards, and yeah, it's to you now.
All right, I'm going to sell Rumors of Witchcraft and garlic breadsticks. So that'll be 6.
Okay.
So I have a total of 10 in the conspiracy.
All right. Okay, so we move to requisition, and I'm going to pay 4. And I'm going to requisition the sunflower seeds.
Awesome.
Everyone's favorite. I'm going to put them on detective manners. And so sunflower seeds, just for anyone who doesn't know, it says adds 2 to the agent's health. Discard this card to negate 1 occult creature. All right. And I have nothing to heal. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly, for 2, play hard evidence to add 5 tokens to my pool. So I'll just add the 3. 2, 3. And I will use those tokens that I just purchased to purchase Gibsontown, Florida for 2. In Gibsontown, Florida is medical 4, and you can ask a method question.
Good.
Do you have any bluffs, sir?
Not at this time. So go ahead.
Okay. Then I'm going to send. We'll send Scully and 𝐗-𝐅i𝐥e𝐬 to Gibsontown, Florida.
And what skills are they going to be using?
The medical skill, and it's just Scully's medical 4.
And the site is 4 as well?
It's 4 as well, yes.
Okay.
And I guess I should have said this before. So these guys are staying back in the bureau. The Detective Manners and Langley and Scully and 𝐗-𝐅i𝐥e𝐬 are in the field.
Understood.
Probably should have said that before.
Well, you're going to get a pass on this one since I forgot to draw cards.
Okay, so looks like I will be asking you a motive question, and I'll turn to my motive thing, and I'll say, is your motive survival?
It is not.
It is not survival.
No.
Make sure that I got them all.
So garlic breadsticks, which could be a mistake.
All right. So this will actually, just before I do that, I am going to spend three of my pool here. 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to introduce the witness, Gibson Praise, or Praise.
Let's see.
And Gibson Praise says, place 2 tokens on this card. Remove a token to pick up the next 3 cards from the top of your deck and return them to the bureau in any order.
Oh, that's an awesome card.
Yeah. So I'm going to put 2 tokens on him.
I was thinking that card with blue plate special is probably broken.
Yeah. And after that, I will count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards in my hand, and I am done.
2, 5. So, all right. I will draw a card to start my turn. I'm going to collect my resources here. I have 2, 4 total. 2 for each of the lone gunmen, and then 1 for our friend Holly Patton. It'll take me up to 12 at the moment. I'm going to play the witness, Suzanne Medeski,
Okay.
for 4, and place her on like. And her neat ability is to allow the watch the lone gunman to substitute their computer skill for a long-range combat attack. So suddenly Langley goes from a 1 long-range combat to a 4 long-range combat.
Okay.
Which hopefully help them survive.
Very good. So you've picked up your cards, or are you buying any cards? Beg your pardon.
I am going to buy 2 cards. Forget again. Okay. Yes, correct, Stephen.
All right. Okay, I'm just gonna sell 1 card from my hand, and that's Street Contacts for 1.
Cool.
And that'll bump me up to 6, but I will keep the cards in my hand.
So you're not going to buy any cards then?
No.
All right, I'm going to send everybody out of the field, and I want to play 2 sites.
Okay.
Because we don't have health or I don't have a health or requisition or anything. But anyhow, we'll pass that anyway. Icy Cape for 2. And 𝐗-𝐅i𝐥e𝐬 Air Force Base in West Virginia. Do you have any?
All right. I am going to put a bluff on each of them. Yes.
Which one?
So bluff number 1 is on Icy Cape. Bluff number 2 is on the other one.
All right. The Icy Cape is a question alien investigation of 4+.
Okay.
And the number 1 there, like I said that backwards, I think. The 𝐗-𝐅i𝐥e𝐬 Air Force Base in West Virginia is the alien investigation method question. And the Icy Cape is the evidence collection result question. Did I say that right this time?
Yep.
Hopefully. And they're all going to head to Icy Cape, Alaska this turn.
Okay.
So whatever.
What can you just tell me really quick how much the aliens investigation they have?
Each of the lone gunmen has 2 in that area, so it's a total of 6 currently.
6. All right. All right. So I will flip over the bluff for you to see, and the bluff is Roy Khan. And Roy Khan says, increase the site prerequisite for each agent without a bureaucracy skill value. In addition, if the team fails the site check, your opponent must discard 1 active card from their hand. So how much bureaucracy does each person have?
Well, the only character with, or the only team member, the only agent with bureaucracy is Holly Patton, who has 2.
Right. So then you add one to the skill check for each of the lone gunmen. So instead of it being a check 4, it's now a check 7.
And what did the bureaucracy buy me? So it just Same term.
It's not 8. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Well, that's awful.
I'll pay the 2 for it.
Yes, I would too.
No, or sorry, pay 3 for it. Beg your pardon, because it's 4, but it was face down.
Well, I will negate that bluff.
Okay, as I thought you might.
No, you angry to do so.
All right.
So I think with our current understanding, he's kind of pretty powerful and can negate bluffs after they're revealed.
Yeah. All right. So it's to you first.
Well, do you have any other obstacles to throw in my path?
Well, it's actually you first if you want to play anything, but I will throw out an obstacle eventually.
All right, let's see here. I have no play.
No play. Okay, I'm gonna pay 2, 1, 2, and I will play everyone's favorite event, Distrust. And this is play this card during your opponent's case assignment phase. I guess I can't play it now, can I? That's case assignment phase. I would have had to play it before you assigned. Steven?
Yeah, we saw that one last night.
Yeah. A little. I was waiting. I was waiting for it to dawn on you. Like, oh no, I can't do it.
No, it's cool.
It's at the point where all the agents are in the field, but they haven't gone to a site yet. So you play at that point, and that's when you're like, the sites are you play like the opponent has the sites out because case assignment's already out. The opponent plays the sites, and now you're like, okay, I see what the prerequisites are going to be. I don't know specifically what it's going to be because especially if there's multi sites. But then you play in like, okay, best guess, these two are not going to be combining their skills together. But yeah, I was wondering how soon, because I think each of you guys said you were going to be bringing 2 of each, right?
I actually like the current wording, but now we've understood the card. But if they want to tweak it, if other people are having trouble, I can understand that too. But I think it's pretty clear as written. Especially once you see it in action.
You think it's pretty clear as it is, John?
I think it's just you're in the heat of battle and you're like, oh, what's this mean? Because it's a different concept. But when you sit back and think, oh, it's exactly what it says, it's pretty clear.
Yeah, and it's interesting. And as I think I said last night too, we do have an agent part of a different expansion who's kind of like Patterson, kind of acts as like as an antagonist. So that agent has the exact same game effect built into it from the X-Files movie. So and so this will be interesting. So if we do wind up revising it, which we did have some great ideas, Mike threw out the idea of change contribute to compare. What'd you say? Oh, let me go back here. Contribute to combine their skills to the same skill checks. Which certainly does add for clarification, but I certainly, because we have 10 playtesters come in, I do like to hear everyone's take on that. So, but yes, for the time being, Mike, I guess we'll have to see it come into play in the next round, right?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
It was valid, wasn't it?
It's no, because I have to do it during your case assignment when you first assign the guys.
I mean, it would have survived it, I think, because we have 6. It was interesting. I was excited to see it play.
Yeah, I think actually, if you played it, I think no matter how you, without Roy Cohn, because he got negated, pretty much no matter how you play it, whichever 2 agents you pick, they're still going to be able to do it.
Being 4, right?
Yeah, because each of them have 2 across the board. So no matter how, so it's actually good you're not playing it this time around.
All right.
Cat.
All right. So then I guess you get to ask your question.
Okay. And it is a result question. So we'll go with everybody's favorite. Is your result death?
It absolutely is death.
All right. Great. Okay. So that site is resolved. The other one still has a bluff on it.
All right, Stephen. Sorry, I got a timing question.
And hopefully I'll have a timely answer for you.
Okay. Am I still allowed to play a CP card at this point, even though everything's done?
Yeah, we've exited the investigation, but I don't think you guys have done any debriefing yet. So yeah, by all means.
Right. Okay. So I'm just gonna
gone to debriefing yet.
All right. So I'm gonna pay 2, and I'm gonna play staged abductions.
There you go.
It says, search your bureau deck and choose one keyword abductee or abduction card. Treat alien harvester as abduction as a keyword abduction card. Sorry. Show the chosen card to your opponent and add it to your hand. Shuffle your bureau deck.
Oh, exciting!
All right. So I'm going to quickly go through.
While you're doing that, I'm going to bring 𝐗-𝐅i𝐥e𝐬 into play.
Okay.
As a witness.
Yep.
Discard this card when the agent's health is reduced to 0. Each player may only have one of this card in their deck. And who to boost?
All right.
I'll give 𝐗-𝐅i𝐥e𝐬 an extra health. Or res. He'll generate an extra res. So that's cool.
It's hard to shuffle these with the sleeves on. I don't usually play with sleeves, so I'm not used to shuffling.
Yeah, with this kind of game, he has to have them.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. The card that I chose here is Prophet Ascending. And Prophet Ascending says, play on a witness during your opponent's investigation phase. The witness is placed 10 cards down, face up, in the owning player's bureau deck, 10 cards down. While this card is in play, alien adversaries may ignore alien or activate requirements to attack agents at the site. When the witness card reaches the top of the deck, he's immediately added to the player's hand, and this card is discarded. So I'm just putting that in my hand.
And what kind of card was it again? An event card?
It's an event card, yes, and it's got the keyword abduction. That's why I was able to take it.
Just going to read it here quick. Also, I have something to look forward to next turn.
Yes, sir. I'm hoping. I'm just going to move this bluff off to the side here for the one for your other site there.
Oh, it makes me vulnerable.
All right, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4 cards in my hand.
And I am also at 4.
All right.
And you're up.
Okay, so I will take my free card. And before I do anything else, I'm going to spend a mana token to look for a witness. Remember that whole thing about me having problems shuffling?
It's okay.
This deck doesn't doesn't do well for that.
As long as you're not shuffling face up, it's all good.
All right, and I'm going to take the witness Michael 𝐗-𝐅i𝐥e𝐬 into my hand.
Okay.
I know you know exactly what he does because you just played him. All right, and so I took my card. Now I'll generate res. So it's a 2, 3, 4, 5.
Before you get in a card to play.
Yep.
Where is it? It's called Blight.
Yes.
Play this card at the start of your opponent's briefing phase. Opposing agents in the field. Table generate no res this turn.
All right. So I have 2 agents in the field. So I will subtract 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, maybe. Can't quite get it there.
Right.
Yeah, that one. 3.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to use yet another token here. I'm going to use 𝐗-𝐅i𝐥e𝐬's token here to look at the top 3 cards of my deck.
Nice. I just read your chart.
Oh, I get that a lot.
Let me deal with my cat while you're checking that out. What are you doing, Scout? Come here. Come here.
Hey Mike, I might have missed it. Is 𝐗-𝐅i𝐥e𝐬, is he attached to mana?
He's just in my hand at this.
Your hand. Okay, I couldn't tell if there was like because your 4-ways table is like I can't tell if there's a witness attached.
There's
to
there's Manners has sunflower seeds.
That's it. Okay, great. Thanks so much.
No problem.
And great, yeah, and great again. I want to say great play with the Prophet Ascending. That was perfect. Good timing on that one.
Yes. What did I miss?
It was getting him. So let's see here now. I have 3 res. I'm going to spend 2 and pick up 2 cards. And I will move. Oh, sorry. That's it. That's all I'm going to do. It's to you to buy cards. Hot down here.
I think I need 4 cards.
You need 4 cards?
And I'm just going to buy them. Let me make sure I have enough left for my other plans. Well, maybe it's just 2 cards. All right.
All right. Okay, so now it's back to me, right?
Correct.
I'm going to move Agent Dana Scully and Detective John Kresge back to the bureau.
Oh, interesting.
And I'm going to unfortunately have to pass this turn.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay. So that's no fun for me.
No. And
Got some
that means
cards I can play on you. All right. I'll suck it up.
And I have to discard a card because I'm at 8.
I am at 5.
And I'm going to discard my distrust.
Oh.
Yeah. Not happy about that, but
Well, it's a little less effective in this against this team.
yeah.
All right, I'll begin the turn by drawing a card.
Okay.
And then I'll go ahead and collect res unless you have a card you want to play.
You know, I don't have anything that I can play at this time.
So I'm up to 8 now on my res, thanks to our.
Yep.
Free for Melvin there with Michael's help. Nice. And I will buy 2 clubs. Yeah. And it's over to you.
All right. I'm going to sell the witness Michael 𝐗-𝐅i𝐥e𝐬 for 2, Gibsontown, Florida for 2, and Kill Switch for 4. So that'll give me a total of 9 altogether. Well, brings me up to 9.
Okay.
All right. And I will use Gibson Praise's last token to look at the top 3 cards. And he's going to go to my discard pile as well because he's out of tokens. I just want to see these.
Order when you come back down, right?
All right. I'm not going to buy any cards, but I am going to play a card before we go, and that's going to be the staged abductions again. And
how much again?
Staged abductions says search your bureau deck and choose any keyword abduction or abductee card. Treat alien harvester and abduction as keywords abduction card. Show the chosen card to your opponent and add it to your hand.
Yes. And you had 2 of those then?
I had 2 of them, yes.
Awesome. And that cost you 4 or 3?
2.
I can't quite get it.
And I'm going to take the card abduction into my hand and shuffle my cards.
Ooh. Okay.
It's an awful lot of setup for this this deck.
I'm sensing a theme here.
There might be. Okay, it's to you.
Okay. I have field. I'm going to introduce a new site. The Strikers Grove. Some sort of some lake in the Blue Ridge Mountain. Unaccessible now. They've cut down the Blue Ridge Parkway.
All right.
and it's evidence collection 4+, and I get to ask an affiliation question with a successful affiliation, and everybody's going there.
Everyone's going there.
Yep.
Unfortunately, I guess there's nothing I can do. Let me see. What's the keyword again? Sorry.
Affiliation or
Yeah,
evidence collection. Yeah.
Evidence collection.
Yeah.
All right.
No alien investigation on this one.
Yeah.
Next turn now, maybe.
Next turn. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Armenia's counting up for you. Evidence 2. Evidence 2. Evidence 2. And so total of 6 on evidence collection. You have any adversaries or anything you want to play?
No, I can't. There's nothing I can play.
All right. Question time.
Yes.
Well, if we keep playing the odds, is your affiliation evolutionary?
You damn right it's evolutionary.
Oh,
I literally just picked a random guy.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. I don't know if you watched my tournament stuff, but I got killed in one turn, so I'm used to losing.
Well, I hope we get some more fun plays in before it's all over.
All right. What do you have me down to? It's got to be like 4 or 5. I'm
1,
guessing.
2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah. All right. Well, not to worry, Stephen. This game will be over far quicker than last night's game.
I don't want that to happen because then we're not going to see all these awesome cards get played. But hey, you're still hanging in there, Mike. I have a feeling that you are going to find a way to bounce back. I'm holding out hope for you, my friend. You're not out of it.
I'm ready to be abducted.
That's true. I mean, he's laying out the abductions like right and left. So I mean, you might want to be. You might not breathe too easily, John.
All right, I'm going to retire the Striker's Cove card.
Okay.
These guys are where they are. Let me see what I mean. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. I think I'm all set with what I have.
Okay. So it's going to go to me then?
It is.
So I'll pick up my 1 card.
And your resource phase, I'm going to hit you with another blight, which is going to cost me 3.
All right. Before
you have everybody out in the field now, right?
Everyone's in my bureau now.
Right. I just thought of that after I played the cards, so I threw away 3 conspiracy points.
Well, that makes me a little more happy.
I thought about it after. As I'm playing the card, I'm thinking, wait a minute, he doesn't have anybody in the field.
So I generate 2, 4, 5. 3, 4, 5. And I will pick up 3 cards. Let me just see here. Okay. Okay, I think this will work. Okay, to you, sir. You gonna sell anything?
Okay, my turn.
Yeah.
I have threw away my card. Got nothing to sell. It is your go.
All right. Okay, so I'm going to put Langley into the field. And I will pay 2 to put down Psychiatric Hospital, Richmond, Virginia, which is a computer 4+, and you may ask a method question.
Okay.
Any bluffs?
So you just have Langley in the.
Just Langley, yes. I should have not paying attention.
And the site prereq for that?
It's a computers 4.
Okay. I will play 1 bluff on that site.
All right. I am going to use a Dana Scully token to look at that bluff.
It will require you to increase the site requisite by 1 point for each agent on a team who has a computer skill value. So in this case, with it becomes a 5+.
All right.
Provided I pay for it.
Right. I'm not going to let you pay for it because I'm going to use my Langley token to Langley that away.
Oh, come on. It was a perfect card for Langley.
It was a perfect card for Langley.
It even says "bite me" on it here on the little computer screen. Bummer.
All right.
Let me see if there's anything else to throw at him. Right, get a free ride.
All right. Well, then I get to ask my method question. Method question: are you violent?
I am not violent.
You're not violent.
Not usually.
All right. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards left in my hand. I have nothing left to do.
I have 5 cards.
All right. So then this will go to the discard pile, and it is to you, sir.
All right, I will draw a card to begin my turn.
All right.
Then I'll collect some resources.
Before you do,
There it
I'm going to play Blight.
You're gonna play.
2, 3.
And they're all in the field.
And they're all in the field, yes.
I've been truly blighted.
You've been blit.
All right. I am still going to draw a card. Actually, I might need to draw. Well, one card.
One card?
Sure. One card. Where's your card guy when I need him? Okay. All right. They're going to go investigate your.
Oh, can I sell?
All right, take your turn, or take
Okay.
do your buy-in.
Yes.
I'm done. And no requisitions, everybody. Yeah, Blight screen. Yeah, I wish I hadn't thrown my other one away.
Okay, I'm going to sell both my sites, Metro Diner, Washington, D.C., which is a Season 5 card, and Fairfield Zoo, both for 2 each. So I'll add up to 8.
Selling off his sites. He's desperate.
Oh, it's still not enough. Okay, go ahead. It's to you now.
What?
It's to you. So you can play your site.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. In this case, I think I'm going to investigate the site with the bluff on it that you put a bluff on at the very beginning of the game.
Yes.
The Camp Air Force Base in West Virginia for.
Right.
And it is alien investigation. So we could see an abduction happening soon.
All right. So let me reveal my bluff, and it's my other Roy Khan. So
again, what does
Roy Khan increases the site prerequisite by 1 point for each agent without bureaucracy skill value. In addition, if the team fails the site check, your opponent must discard 1 active card from their hand.
That really sucks. All right, I've got alien investigation at 6, bureaucracy. So I've got 3. So it suddenly goes to 7. So I need an extra alien investigation.
And I will pay 3 for that. So I'm down.
Let me see if there's anything I can do to stop you. And there's no. I am unable to meet the site requisite to have a successful investigation at site. I am 6 versus a sudden increase to 7 on the alien investigation, which is not enough.
Okay.
What other cards you wish to play?
At this point, I want to play my abduction, but unfortunately, I can't afford him anymore. So I'm going to pay 2 for the rejuvenating caves.
Good choice.
And counters on those, and that's all that I will play.
All right. So Camp Air Force Base is discarded. Right. Unsuccessful investigation, which would have helped me.
And because the site check was unsuccessful, you have to discard a card from your hand. I believe it's your choice, though.
And you say it has to be an active card.
An active card.
Well, the only in right now is Olympic National Forest, Washington.
All right.
It doesn't actually say active, but it is played on the active player's turn, so I will discard that one.
All right.
And that leaves me with 6.
All right. How much res points do you have? Is that 3?
I currently have 5 red
and 3 conspiracy.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're over here.
So it's going back to me. I'll save that. Okay. I have 1, 2, 3 cards in my hand.
That's all you have left, huh?
Yeah.
Let's see if I have any dirty tricks I can play. Nope.
Nope.
It's
All
your
right.
turn.
So then I will pick up my free card, and I will add 2, 4, 5 res, and I will pay 3 to pick up 3 cards. And it's to you. Do you want to sell?
I would like to be able to sell, but I'm currently unable to do so.
Okay.
If I have my 3 CP, fear me.
I do fear. I'm going to move the entire team out to the field because I know that your blights are all gone.
Yeah.
And I am going to pay 1 for the Polidori Residence, Rural Indiana, which is a Sciences 5 or a Subterfuge 5. And I may ask a motive or a results question.
And that's one of the season 5 ones, right?
Yes, it is.
Let me see if I can find that one. There it is. Oh, yeah, the black and white. Okay, and what skills are you going to be applying to that one? I had to put a bluff down first.
You have to put a bluff down first?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, hang on.
Really in a bad way in this game.
That site. Now, what skills are you going to be applying?
All right. It will be sciences. Sciences will be the sites that I will use. I am going to use Agent Dana Scully's ability to look at your bluff.
Oh, sure. I assume they're all investigating, or
I haven't assigned yet. I haven't.
Okay. This one's kind of cool. Play this card to prevent all agents from contributing their except agents with a subterfuge value of 1+.
Okay.
And it's what's it called there? Sorry, security checkpoint. Security checkpoint, and I want to see some subterfuge or some fake.
Okay, so you can leave that bluff there on the site. I'm not going to investigate because there's nothing I can do against that at the moment. So I have 6 cards in my hand. If there's anything you want to play before I end the turn, you can. Or
I have 5 left. That's it.
Okay. I pass the turn over to you.
Draw my freebie. Man, I can't get this together here.
And because it's your turn, I'm going to collect my 2 res from Rejuvenating Caves.
Very nice. I'm going to get my resources this turn and let.
Yep, absolutely. Yep.
And I'm good for 8. There we go. 2, 3, 4, 5. 13. Yeah, lucky 13.
Yeah, it's fine.
I'm going to buy 2 cards.
Okay.
I better buy 3. Sorry.
That's okay.
And it's over to you.
I am going to stick with what I have.
Exciting. I'm going to attach. I'm going to play an event. Welcome to Hackland.
Okay.
And attach this card to buyers since he's in the picture.
Yep. And what does the card
do? That will
do?
allow me to buy computer cards for less because it allows me to contribute one token, or one resource point rather, for that.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, I still have to pay for the 2. Well, wait a minute. Put 1 there. Okay. So if I spend it, it gets replaced during the briefing phase. And then we also have extra crunchy evidence. And let's see. Well, since Holly doesn't have anything yet, I'm going to give that one to her. It's also going to cost 2. But then I put 1 on the card. And it can be it gets replaced.
Sorry, you cut out there.
Oh, sorry. So I can pay for evidence collection on the sheet and 1 token for each of those types of cards.
John, the RP tokens that you put on those 2, where did you get the tokens from? Did you take them out of your pool?
Well, I was started to, but then I decided no. These are kind of really cool that way. They're rather resource efficient because they essentially cost you 1, and then you put the other one on your card. But I think the last one I actually put the 2 in and took the 1 out. So
okay, cool. Yeah, there was a question in our first playtest about them. Is like, in addition to paying for those cards, because there's like 11 in the set that do that. And then Guillaume was like, well, do you take the RP token out of your pool? I'm like, no. That's in, it's kind of like those agents like Agent Rich, Agent Spiller, Mobox, who have the built-in resource point that they can use. So it's like, I didn't know if that was just one time that question came up, but I was like, oh no, I was like, that's not the intent. No, don't take it out of your resource pool.
I try to check myself there.
Good man. I was kind of like looking down, and I looked up. I was like, "Wait, does John have fewer in his resource pool now?" But all right, cool.
Great cards.
Yeah, I'm a fan, and I think you guys probably seen me play enough times. Like I usually always have one agent on my team who has the ability to pay for keyword cards, specific keyword cards. And so what I do is, obviously, as you guys know, I put manners on my team, and then I use manners to get the witness out, who can generate for 2 keywords, and then all of my sites in my deck correspond to the 2 keywords on that witness. And then in addition to that, I've got an agent who can pay for only I have an agent on my team who can pay for 2 keywords, and that all the sites correspond to that. So then that way I'm actually like making bank as I go through each round. So,
yeah,
back to what Mike was saying,
resource generation stuff really adds up over time and can be a real edge.
Yeah, and so there's 11 of those cards in this deck, one for each of the 11 skills that you can find on any agent. So there's something for like everyone. If you like a bureaucracy team, there's a bureaucracy version in there, so you can. It can play to any theme deck. So yeah, I'm liking that we're seeing those get used, because obviously they're a big part of this expansion.
So Mike, you're in luck this turn. I have a site. I'm going to end up cashing it in so I can draw some more conspiracy points next turn. So I'm going to end this turn with 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 cards.
All right.
And whatever you want to.
Okay, and I'm at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 myself. So let's pick up a free card. That's a good one. And I will generate some res. 2, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to pick up 3 cards. And it's to you, sir.
Okay. I am going to sell my mighty Virtual Encanto's apartment.
Okay.
For 2. So you see I'm getting desperate too to sign off my sites. Although this is a site I don't actually need right now. And I'm going to collect that. And I'm actually going to spend it on cards, I think.
Okay.
Just double check. And draw 2 cards. And over to you.
All right, I'm going to pay 2. And I'm going to play a grid pattern search, which allows me to go into my graveyard and pick up a card.
Oh, I don't like that idea.
You don't like that idea?
Is a grid pattern search an event?
What's that?
Is grid pattern search
It's an event, yes.
Let's see. I'm going to throw Hickey that one.
Okay.
I think. No, wait a minute. Has to be played on my team. Never mind. Can't throw Hickey. He's throw Hickey free.
Oh, thank God.
Darn.
And we will pick up this card. I don't know. Do I need to show you? Select one card from the discard pile and place it into your hand. Well, you'll see it in a brief second. I'll pay 2. Everyone is out in the field, and I will pay Gibsontown, Florida, the one that I picked from the graveyard. It is a medical 4, and I may ask a method question.
Yeah, with that sort of deal, I think because it's in the graveyard, it is known technically to the other player.
Yeah.
Anyway, but it's cool. Gibsontown, Florida, and you said what are the?
It's medical 4.
Medical 4.
Yes.
And you said it's a what kind of question?
Method.
Method.
Yes, sir. Any bluffs?
I will have at least one. And that's that was a science or something. What was it again? I'm sorry.
It's a medical 4.
Medical. So that's basically a Scully site.
Yes.
Yeah. And she doesn't even need any help. Nobody else has medical on your team?
No.
Okay. So just one bluff.
Just one bluff?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to send Dana Scully to the site and see what happens.
Does she want to check to see what the?
I have no more tokens.
Oh, okay. All right. I will reveal the bluff. If you have any mystic cards.
Mystic in my hand?
Your opponent to. And that's an interesting question. What I would assume it meant one that's already been equipped, but it would be fun if any.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I was preempting that. Yeah, it's referring to any keyword mystic card currently in play. Of the season 5 cards that would have that. The garlic, I think, is it the garlic breadsticks?
My breadsticks I threw away earlier were mystic.
Yeah, the garlic breadsticks, and I think are they the only ones that have that? They might be actually.
And because it's a slight bluff, they would have to.
Yeah. Yeah, they'd have to be. I don't know. I could have sworn there was another one, but I can't think of it right now. There might be an event somewhere in there.
The vampire stake? Maybe.
Yeah. I thought I had at least 2 equipments that had it, but it looks like it's just. Whoopsie! I'm sorry. Now I'm looking at season 4.
It's not the seeds.
No, the seeds are equipment, occult, and special.
Yep.
Okay.
Not mystic.
Yeah, just the garlic breadsticks for the equipment anyway. There might be maybe there's not an event that has that in there, but there's mystic is in some of the other ones like the Scully's necklace one, the symbol of faith, the mojo bag. I don't think does the dried frog, Mike. You've got plenty of dried frogs. I know. Does that one have?
Let me just peel one of these back here. So sorry. Read me the effect of the bluff again. Sorry, just because.
Oh, sorry.
All ones.
It says force an opponent to remove 1 keyword mystic card from the game, and we were just discussing whether it was needed to be equipped by the agent or could just be in the hand. You'd ask that question.
Right.
Well, I thought
I neither have a mystic card in my hand nor in the play.
But it'd have to be something that was
Right.
in the field. I said,
Yeah. Chances are, I'm guessing you're not paying for that one then?
oh,
You can decide not to.
let me see my other card that I have to go with it here.
This one is variation on a theme. We had like in season 4, we had the wellhead explosion that caused like an artifact to be removed from the game. And it's kind of like if you go back to the commercially released ones, you have like the bluffs like Pete Calcagni that would force like a witness resource to be sent to the discard pile, or the bluff You've Got a Tail that destroys one event resource, etc., etc. But yeah, so variation on that.
Okay, so thank you.
Yep.
So you're not going to pay for it, I'm guessing, because
No, I don't. Apparently, I don't have to
no.
to play this next card,
Okay.
which is the Prince of Darkness.
Prince of Darkness.
Yeah, he's a little vampire dude. It's like 6'6". No coincidence there.
No, okay. And what are his activators?
Well, let me see here. He is good for a motive site.
I'm a method site.
Yeah, I got a little excited there. I mistook being played for free, which is really cool, for being played on any site. But I'll double check the reading here.
Okay. I'm glad I'm not the only one with a magnifying glass. I've got my magnifying glass right here, off to the side. It's right here. It's an odd like one.
Yeah.
Glad to see
So
I'm not
this
the only
was
one.
misplayed, but I was so excited to see that combination come up. I felt I had to.
Get rid of the mystic stuff and then.
Right. And because this card gets played, this one is free, which is really cool. But in this case, it can't be played on this site. So I will discard it.
You don't keep them in your hand. It's you can't play it, right?
He's not an eligible target.
I mean, yeah, the Mystic cards the Mystic the Fallen ones was attached to a site. So in that case, if you decide not to pay for it, it just gets discarded. However, if Mike feels like, you know what, and you can take that one back, put it in your hand. If Mike is cool with it.
No, I'm talking about the Prince of Darkness.
Oh, okay.
He can't play it on this site. He doesn't have to discard it.
Right.
Well, I threw him out there.
But that was so cool, John.
I was so excited to see that combination.
Now I know not to play a motive.
I was like, that's very
not to play a motive site. Yeah.
But again, John, appreciate you trying to engineer that really cool effect. I appreciate that.
Well, you had like 4 or 5 of those in this set, where one set up the other one. I thought, well, if I put bound to have one come up. So
that's where the deck building strategies come in. So yeah, it's like hoping, that you put the right combination of cards in there and then magic happens. But yeah, good try though.
Okay.
Yes, I think Scully's going to be successful.
All right. So then I get to ask you a method question. And now this time, I believe that your method has to be subterfuge.
That is correct.
Get out. All right. Manipulation, possession.
Are you making any wild and crazy guesses?
Let me just cross off some stuff here.
Okay, no problem.
All right. That brings you down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to let it go this time. You've been so kind to me to not do it. I'm going to go back, and I have to discard 2 because I believe I'm at 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. So I'm going to discard the Bridge of Sighs.
I am at 7.
And I'm going to discard Mummified Corpse.
Okay.
All right. And it's to you, sir.
Okay. I will take my free card.
Okay. And I'm going to take my 2 points from the Rejuvenating Caves.
A gift that keeps on giving.
I love it.
A resource collection phase, unless you have an objection. I thought for sure you're going to use that grid patterns first to pull out a blight.
You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a card for 3, and it's called Prophet Ascending.
Oh, that guy.
Prophet Ascending says play on a witness during your opponent. Oh, it's investigation phase. I can't do it now. So go ahead.
At least you've gotten the heads up.
Yeah.
Let's see, what's that guy do? I forgot already. Prophet Ascending. I saw him earlier.
I can read it out to you if you want, but
that's okay. We'll just wait till it comes up.
Okay.
I was just hoping to get a preview
of what's coming.
There he is. Our friend Suzanne Medeski could be going bye-bye with her mighty power, or Michael Kristow. But while they're around, Michael's going to help me get 8 resource points.
Perfect.
$14. Cool. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I am going to but I don't like those. They're dangerous. I'll buy 2 cards.
2 cards.
And then for the requisition phase,
I'm going to sell first.
Okay, no problem.
I'm going to sell Sunflower Seeds for 4 and Lies Within Lies for 3. So giving me 7, bringing me up to 14.
$14 Conspiracy.
14
Right.
Conspiracy. Now for requisition.
All right, we're going to give Krohicki a wooden stake.
A wooden stake.
For 3. And let me see. Yeah. That is a weapon, occult, artifact. And if it, again, this is what I want. It says that it has to do damage in order to negate an occult. Let me see here. Attach this card to a keyword believer agent. Let me see if I make sure I have a believer agent. which
I believe
Hickey
the
is.
longevity, yeah, they're all believers.
Any occult adversary damaged by this weapon in CRC is discarded prior to dealing damage in the CRC round. Now, unfortunately, there's no damage associated with this particular card.
Right. But it just means that Frohickey will be able to use his CRC, right? Because vampires, they skip the close range combat.
So that's what I wanted to have clarified by Steven.
Yep. And no, that's a great question, because this card was modeled after the ultra rare alien stiletto from the 1013 expansion, which reads, and I actually happen to have it right here. It reads, attached to this equipment to any agent in the field, any alien adversary damaged by this weapon in close range combat is discarded prior to dealing damage in the combat round. So basically, I just swapped out alien with occult for this one. But as Mike was saying, so the attached agent, when they are afflicting their close range combat to the adversary, in the agent who is equipped with the wooden stake is applying their close range in effect with that weapon. So it's the value of the agent's close range that is used to damage it.
I figured that how it might be resolved. It's just that the wording on the card says the weapon is doing the damage in order for it to work.
Yeah, so I thought it too, but yeah, yeah. Since I was going with an existing one.
Here's this weapon that can't actually do damage, and therefore it is.
Yeah.
So I think that's an appropriate interpretation of it.
Yeah.
It's just that the way it's worded,
it's
almost like he's +2 or something, but just so there's some damage actually being dealt. But
yeah, I guess the thought process is that it's in their hand. So at that point, when they're doing the close range combat, and that's how at least we've interpreted the alien stiletto. Although we rarely ever see that because we're usually so quick to sell this thing for CP because it's a hefty 5. But I didn't take the second part of the effect from this card because that's what I figured is like, well, if I do that, then everyone's just going to keep winding up selling it like they do this one. So at least with the wooden stake having only the first part of the effect, then that means maybe people would be actually inclined to use it.
Well, it is a great card, especially with occult adversaries. It's just that it doesn't actually do damage.
Yeah, and it certainly does beg that. Yeah,
I mean, in our minds, it certainly does.
What's that?
The way it's worded.
Yeah, and I guess we could decide, like, because again, at least the intent for here is to follow an existing effect from a commercially released card. But if we were to deviate from the terminology from that, would that make it confusing if people were like, well, wait a second, or is it just doing like what the stiletto does if we go by a different wording? What do you think?
Well, if you said something like, if an agent equipped with this with the wooden stake does damage, the occult adversary is negated before he can do any damage in his round.
Okay.
Or so just change it so that it's clear that if the agent's equipped with this, the damage is done, rather than saying if the weapon damages it. Just shift the damage back to the agent rather than the stake itself. And
so we could say if we said any occult adversary damaged by the attached agent in close range combat. Yeah.
Yeah, something along those lines. But you see my point though with that. Yeah. So I won't belabor it.
No, it's a good point because I mean, like I think I know a lot of times if I'm modeling cards after existing ones where it's kind of just variation on a theme, sometimes like it does beg the question of like is it okay if we deviate from it? Is it acceptable? And so it is worth noting, and I'm going to make a note of it so that can be a question that we discuss as like the card comes up in other playtests and be like, what do you think about changing the language on here? Does it still make sense? Is it better? Is it, what do you, yeah, have everyone weigh in. Hey, Mike, since you're part of this playtesting as well, what are your thoughts?
I'm pretty much okay with it, to be honest with you. It's pretty straightforward. I don't know. I don't really have.
I may be overthinking it.
I don't mind overthinking it because this is,
Yeah, this is the time to overthink.
Exactly. Not after they've been made available in mass distribution and everyone's got copies. Like, oh, what were we thinking, or what were we not thinking?
Well, if this gun does damage, then the adversary is damaged. But if the gun doesn't actually have a damage value, so it's really the agent who's doing the damage here. So that's why I kind of threw a little bit of a shoe on it.
And let me pull up that card too, because I think we have. Actually, I think if we're going by like what my initial thought is, just changing like this weapon to the attached agent, that's not going to require a whole lot of additional space. Yeah, I mean, as it is, the text is tight, but I think because we're just swapping out the phrase "this weapon" on the fourth line, we could say the
this agent, yeah.
Or I could just say the agent, because I mean, attach this card to a keyword believer agent, any occult adversary damaged by the agent.
Agent.
Yeah.
CRC.
Yeah, that would fit easily. Okay. So I'll put that down as a consideration, but yeah, and that's one we can again mull over, kind of like we're doing with distrust and whatnot as we go forward. Like, what are you guys thinking? What are your thoughts? Because yeah, I really want everyone to have a chance to weigh in as we go through it. Good stuff.
That's one of the ones that stuck me as I was doing my read through. I thought, oh, that nothing.
Okay. I'm glad you're asking because at this point, the way you guys have been cruising through the game, we haven't had a whole lot of questions regarding the cards come up at least not like ones that are okay. Let's take a note. So actually, I'm glad we got something to take away from it. So I've got that one down. But I'm glad this one's getting used too because it's actually a fan favorite episode, Bad Blood. And we got like 3 equipment cards from that episode in here.
Oh, cool.
All right, guys, carry on. Oh,
I've totally forgot where I was. I think I collected resource points, and I think
you just requisitioned. You requisitioned.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Thank you. And now I'm going to put down some sites. I will play 2 sites.
Okay.
One has Computer 5 Plus, which is Fairfax County, Virginia, and I can ask either a motive or a result question. It also can be used for evidence collection. And I think it's an either or in terms of whether I use the computer guy or the evidence guy to pay for it. I don't think I can double dip on that.
Oh, sorry. I was writing there. What's the question?
Oh, with these, welcome to Hackland card, or with the, I played a Fairfax County, Virginia, Computer 5 Plus, Evidence Collection 5 Plus. I have an Evidence Collection card or generator and a computer card generator here with the +1. And I can't use both or anything like that. It just costs 1 anyway. So
sorry.
If his site costs 2, could he use buyers to pay for 1, and then the resource generation to pay for the other one, even though it's
since it's a site with both computer and evidence collection.
Oh, wait. Well,
then can I use both? Assuming it had 2, could I use both tokens?
Yeah, well, but if it costs 2, would you be able to double dip, like pay 1 from computers and 1 from evidence collection?
Theoretically, yes, but like in the cases of
it's
sites,
not going to
that
happen.
won't-
It's just one of those weird
Yeah.
things that ran through my brain. And
Yeah,
oh,
no,
wait a
that's
minute,
great. Great question. Theoretically,
sense.
like not with yes, but not with sites, because if it's a multi-site, it's always just going to cost one. So you're only going to be ever taking it from one. However, let's say, and I think actually there might be an example of it in here. Kill switch. Did I use those keywords for kill switch? Which Mike, you sold it earlier, right? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So this is a great example. So John, if you were to play the event card kill switch, it has both the keywords computer and evidence collection on it. So yeah, you could take an RP token from each of those two to bring down the cost of that particular card. So yes, in those instances where any resource card or active card has both keywords, then yes, you and
Okay.
of course it
Cool.
costs more than one. It has to cost at least two in order to be able to. I mean, you wouldn't want to like pay for nothing with something. You know what I mean?
Right. So in this
But
case,
that's
I
great
think I'll
question.
use my
I've never
extra
done that.
crunchy evidence token to pay for the evidence collection one, and the welcome to Hackland to pay for the computer one over here. So one's paying for Arecibo, Puerto Rico, the other one's paying for Fairfax, Virginia, and they're one each.
All right. I am not going to assign any bluffs.
Really?
Really.
Luring me into a sense of comfort here. Let's see, which do I need more?
And I just want to say hi, David Peace. I see you in the chat.
All right, let's go to Arecibo, Puerto Rico.
Which
We're going to
is
send everybody there.
okay, which
That is the Alien Investigation 5 Plus. You have that
All right.
opportunity for an abduction, or Computer 5 Plus, and I can ask affiliation or method.
Okay, so I'm going to pay 2, and I'm going to distrust this team.
How'd that card get back in your hand?
There might have been 2 of them, and I will choose Langley and Frohicke.
All right. Let me see if I can do anything about that nonsense. I should have held buyers back. All right, Langley and Frohicke, they both can't contribute their. Well, I haven't declared. Well, they can't contribute to any of them, but I haven't actually declared which one they're going to use yet, have I?
No.
No Langley or no Frohicke. Okay. That kind of stinks.
Well, it's one or the other. What one can contribute,
Right,
but
I get
the other can't.
Yeah, they can't contribute together, so they can't. I both contribute to Alien, and they both can't contribute to Computer. Only one of them can. So it's kind of cool. See if I got anything here that'll save my butt.
It is an event that I just played.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm just thinking about my next move.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah, that resolves.
Okay.
Frohicke and Langley cannot work together. They had a fight. Okay. And that leaves me with not enough. So my investigation.
What? Sorry. No. What are you using for? Is it alien investigation or computers?
I will go with computer.
Computer. Okay. And it's what, computer 5?
Yes. And I'm only able to apply 4. So I do not have enough for a successful skill check.
All right. I'm not done.
I know you're not. That's why I'm debating whether I want to play this card.
All right.
Yeah, I'm going to bring Jeff Blazer into the picture
Okay.
for 3. He's a witness, and he allows me to use my long-range combat value to any adversary in which the LRC round is skipped. And he gets discarded if my agent's health drops to 0.
Okay.
So now you have a big target for your abduction. He's on Langley. All right.
All right. I'm going to pay 3, and I'm going to play Prophet Ascending, which says play on a witness during your opponent's investigation phase. This witness is placed 10 cards down, and I choose your res guy.
Yes, 𝐗-𝐅i𝐥e𝐬.
Yes, he gets placed 10 cards down.
Okay. Face up.
While this card is in play, alien adversaries may ignore activator requirements to attack agents at a site. When a witness card reaches the top of the deck, it immediately added to the owning player's hand, and this card is discarded.
Okay.
All right. Do you have
Next
anything? It's back to you.
It's back to you.
All right. Well, then I'm going to pay 6 for abduction.
Okay.
6. And ignore. It's an alien investigation site, anyways. But it ignores the requirements. And
right. It doesn't have to be a affiliate method or any of that.
Right. Pick one agent on the team. That agent is placed 10 cards down. Face up. So place Frohicke fit 10 cards down as well, please.
Frohicke?
Yes.
Okay. Does he lose his token?
No, the token stays with him, but
yeah,
you just can't use it while he's 10 cards down.
Does he go on top of the witnesses 10 cards down or under?
No, the witness goes down to 11 now, I would assume.
Okay. Just want to clarify that, which one was going to be coming back first.
Yeah.
Okay.
Order of operations. Now, what happens to that witness that was attached to?
Well, I have some equipment, a wooden stake.
Oh, okay, the equipment gets discarded.
You already took care of the witness that was attached to him. He's the guy underneath him.
Yeah. Okay. When the agent's card reaches the top of the day, it's immediately moved to the hospital undamaged. This card does not initiate combat.
Oh man, that could throw a monkey wrench into things.
All right, so I'm done my turn.
Yeah,
I'm done doing stuff.
Let me see if I have any.
Or am I done doing stuff? Am I done doing stuff? Yes, I am done doing stuff.
So that was when I probably could have played Frohicke's token on him.
Yes.
Well. All right. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards.
I have 2 in my hand.
Okay.
All right, so I'll pick up my free card. I like it. And I will give myself some res. 1, 2, 5. And I'll purchase 3 cards. Okie doke. To you, sir.
I have nothing to purchase at this time.
Okay.
Or nothing to sell.
Nothing to sell.
And let me make sure I might be purchasing 1 card. Good gravy. Yeah, let me roll the dice.
All right.
1 card.
1 card.
Thank you.
No problem. Can you refresh my memory what the bluff was on card number 1? I know that I Scully tokened it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to refresh myself. Oh, these guys are gone. Sorry, let me get my guys out of the way here.
Okay, no problem.
Yes, the bluff on your site is a security checkpoint. Unless they have subterfuge skill 1, they can't contribute their skills.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, that one. And I believe Langley's my only subterfuge. Okay, then I am going to pay 2. And I will put down Franklin, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
And it's a criminal investigation 4+, and I may ask a method question.
And what was the first part? I'm sorry.
Criminal investigation 4+.
Criminal investigation. All right, cool. Go for it.
Okay. I'm now that I'm thinking about it, I already know what your method is. But I'm going to send Manners, Craigie, and Scully to the site, which will give me criminal investigation 5.
All right, and let me just look up Craigie again for a moment.
So he actually when he's on the team with Agent Scully, he gains +1 to his sciences and evidence collection.
But not to criminal.
Not to criminal, no.
But he does contribute to criminal, right?
He does. He's got 2.
Okay.
He's got 2. Scully's got 2, and Manners has 1.
Okay. And it's 5 for the total?
Yes.
Oh, you bugger. Sorry. You know how you hate it when you're like 1 token short of what you need? Gosh.
I was that way a few rounds.
I missed my turn to put my bluff face down, so I am SOL.
Okay. Is your method subterfuge?
It is.
We already know it is. All right. I am going to ask a question.
Okay.
Follow up. Is your X-File Colonel Wharton?
It is not.
Not Colonel Wharton. Okay. You get a penalty question.
Well, thank you. Is your X-File Cecil Lively?
Cecil Lively. No, it is not.
Oh, you have me open there. You had to pick it up.
I couldn't remember who it was.
Oh, that's right. This was a random one.
Yeah.
All right. Didn't help.
All right, so that gives me 5 cards left in my hand. I'm done my turn.
I have 7.
All right.
But I will draw another. I feel like I'm going to be resource short this time.
I get my 2, 6, 5, 4. Oops. From my rejuvenating caves. And at the beginning of your turn, I will play Blight for 3.
You can't have like 5 of those in your deck.
I only have 2.
All right.
And you have been blitten.
I have been blitten twice or 3 times. It feels like forever here. I think I played 2. You played 2. So
yeah.
Guess we haven't seen 5 yet. All right. Bummer. That will not stop me from buying cards. So let's go for 2. It was my turn, wasn't it?
Yep.
Sorry.
Yeah. I will not sell anything to my detriment.
Okay. All right, I'm going to spend 3. Play Hack into Government Agencies.
Okay.
Allow me to search through my deck for a keyword expenditure card and attach it to an agent with computer skills of 1 or more at no cost.
Okay.
So it'll be a buff for Byers or Langley here.
Okay.
Unless you want, it is an event. Yeah. Thought I had a couple of those. There we go. Oh, that's right. The guys that were face down. Like, why is that so weird?
What happens now? Because you look through it, you have to reshuffle your deck.
Yeah. And I'll have to put these guys back where they were.
Do they get reshuffled, or do they get shuffled with the thing, or do they stay where they are? Steven, ruling.
Well, I guess I could say I'm judge as well as playtest observer. I'm sorry. What's the question? I know John was digging through and courtesy of hacking the government agencies for an expenditure card.
Yes.
Right.
When he's done, he has to shuffle his deck.
Usually that's the. I mean, yeah. And
I have two cards that were
What happens
buried,
to the two face down?
and we'll just put them back where they were, I guess, in the
You mean
deck.
the two face down?
He's got Frohickey.
Abducted two people.
Frohickey's been abducted.
Yeah. Oh, geez. Oh, gosh.
So they are currently
I mean, ideally, if
at position.
yeah, if you know exactly
6
where
and
they
7.
are, that
So
what's
they're
that?
currently at 6 and 7, so I could shuffle and put 5
them back
cards
to
back on
7?
top of them.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I've never. That's because it's so rare we actually see those abduction cards come up,
Yeah.
right?
So I think that would be the way to handle it.
Yeah, I would
shuffle
say.
them all.
Yeah, I would say so.
And then put it back together with the 5 cards.
I'm okay with that.
You okay?
Evil me is like, no, they get shuffled.
Yeah.
Well, that would be okay with me.
No. I'm okay. I'm
They could
okay.
end up in a better spot.
Yeah.
They could end up in a better spot. That's the shuffling, right? So
If this were a tournament, Mike, I would have to agree with you on that. But thankfully, we're just having a friendly game. But yeah, that's wow. Gosh,
put
you
them
guys,
back 7 once you found it.
these I like, especially yesterday's playtest game. It's like what this is like. What's really happened is we're finding questions about like the game itself, not so much the cards.
That one I want in the Discord too, because that's gonna break Mike's brain.
Yeah, he's looking for anything that will break his brain. Actually, I have because Sky raised 2 questions. I posted one and I was like, I'm gonna wait for people to answer this first one, and then I was gonna post the second question that Sky brought up during. So like between that and then this, Mike is never gonna get any peace. He is. Yeah, he's gonna be like, you know what? I'm out of Discord now. Bye bye. And then we just post them in Facebook group after that. So
All right.
yeah.
All right, so I am going to, at this time,
That's
until
awesome.
we hear otherwise, put them back in the deck, 5 cards down, where they were,
All right.
and resume play, except for that one that didn't get turned over or something.
That's fine. All right.
Or is that the one I set aside? Probably. That was my, yeah. Sorry, I did pull a card out.
That's okay. That's the bottom. Yeah.
That's not it.
That's not it. Oh no.
Where'd it go?
Well, I'm really glad this came up, guys, because I went and looked at hacking the government agencies, and it is missing that's the usual verbiage when you search through your bureau deck. Yes, you do have to shuffle your discard. pile after that, and that is actually missing from this card. So, bravo! I found something that needs fixing on that.
We broke your system, Steven.
Well, you broke this card for sure. So I need to have Dax correct that. So thank you. He'll have to maybe he'll have to play around with that quote to make some room. But yes, so we need to add to that so yeah, search through your bureau deck, select any one keyword, but attach it to an agent with the computer at one cost. So I guess we just need to have shuffle your bureau deck, right? That's it. Yeah. Okay. That'll work. That should fit. Yeah, Dex shouldn't have to sweat that one too much. Cool. Got something. Excellent. Good work, guys.
What did you get there, John?
I picked up UFO Conference, which allows me to get a token for alien investigation.
Okay.
It's another kind of resource generator card.
Yep.
And I'll put that one on Langley, I guess.
Langley. Okay. Langley's carrying everything.
And that will also cost me. No, it just says put it in. I have to pay for it. No cost. Okay, so it's already been paid for. Cool. As long as he has a computer, he qualifies.
All right.
All right. Now the rest of my turn, which is going to be very short, because I am currently site deprived. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cards. I'm throwing away a Prince of Darkness. And what else? What else was big? I think the Unnatural Prowler is going to go away. I'm down to 7.
All right. I have 4 cards in my hand.
Yep.
Pick up my free card. All right. I will generate res. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'll pick up 2 cards. Wonderbar. 2, sir.
I will sell my beckoning offer for 2.
Okay.
And buy 1 card.
Okay. We all good?
Yep.
Okay, I am going to pay 2 for Genetics Clinic, Marin County, California. Medical plus 4. You may ask 1 affiliation question.
Medical plus 4.
Do you have a bluff?
Who's going to work best? Okay. That's the medical again. Okay. So 1 and 2. 2 bluffs.
2 bluffs.
Yep. On that site.
Yep. All right. I will send Manners and Scully to the site. Bluff away.
Okay, we have a security checkpoint. You're going to need subterfuge of at least 1.
Okay.
I don't think Scully has any.
Neither of them do.
And the other one was prevent all keyword independent agents. I'm going to pay for security checkpoint.
All right.
2. Oops, wrong bin.
It's all right. I fail the skill check miserably.
This is one of those other cards I put 2 in my deck because I thought it was a very strong card.
Yeah.
Security checkpoint. One of the few, but it can close down an investigation by itself. And that's always a nice thing for a card to be able to do.
All right, it's to you, sir. I have
Okay,
1,
I have
2,
5
3,
cards
4,
left.
5, 6 cards in my hand.
All right. So I'll draw my freebie. Come on. I think I get to collect some resources.
You do this time, yes.
Yes. So 2, 4, 5. 5 resources. Good. Five plus 1 is 6 total. I desperately need to get some cards here. I've been seeing so much red and so little blue. 1, 2, 3, 6. I take 3 more.
3 more cards.
Yeah. And I'm going to soon ready to find out what happens to our friend Byers. He'll be back in the hospital.
All right. So I'll sell.
Yes, go ahead. Sorry.
All right. I'm going to sell Hack into Government Files for 5 and Faces of the Seraphim for 5, giving me 10, so putting me up to 12.
I don't like that. That could be dangerous.
And I am going to buy 3. All right, go ahead.
All right, I have a site. It is an evidence collection site. I will borrow 1 from extra crunchy evidence, which temporarily isn't there. It should have been restored. Sorry. So that one goes in, and then 1 additional one to pay for Newark, New Jersey. And I get to ask a method question, and the prerequisite is evidence collection.
Evidence collection. All right. Refresh my memory. If there's a card already actively in play, can you play a second copy of that?
There is 1 card in this deck that allows you to do that, but not normally. So,
okay, so there is a card that allows you to do that, but normally I would not be able to do that, though, right?
Normally, yes.
And
if I'm waiting to see that card get played too.
Now, I didn't put that in. I am aware that you can't have 2, so you potentially have a dead site every turn. So I deliberately try to have like singletons on my site if I can, just so I don't.
Did you
edge. not to have a card you can't use.
You haven't picked up you haven't picked up your witness though yet, have you?
Picked up
He's underneath buyers, right? In your bureau deck.
No,
Yeah,
that's the Welcome to Hackland.
No.
No, they're
Pro Hickey.
Yeah, they're still in my bureau deck.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all I need to know. Okay. Yep.
So I didn't get any bonus for him.
Okay.
I only had the 5, 2, 4, 5.
So I will play a bluff on there.
Yeah, I'll try not to make any bad remarks about Newark, New Jersey again. Since this kind of stuff is recorded, I can have like people outside my house and cars with baseball bats. So I really need to not say anything about Newark. That's disparaging.
All right, sir. Are you sending anyone to Newark, New Jersey?
Let me make sure I have enough stuff to go there.
Evidence collection.
I forget I'm down a minute. But yes, they would go. They're going.
They're going.
They're all going. And they're going to use their evidence collection skills. We currently have at least 4 between, let me just double check.
That's the state bird. Is the New Jersey state bird middle finger?
For our friend Byers and Langley.
All right.
So they currently meet the site requisite.
All right. So your bluff, should you choose to handle it, is hail to the section chief. Hail to the section chief says, play on this site to force all agents with a bureaucracy or medical skill back to the bureau immediately. The agents may not contribute any skill checks this turn.
Who goes back?
Anybody with bureaucracy or medical.
Well, that sends our friend Holly back to the bureau. She is bureaucracy.
All right.
Let me see if Byers has science. Or no, you said medical.
Medical, yeah. Do either of them have
medical? I think he might have a medical as well. That could be bad. Pretty bad. Yeah, Byers has medical.
All right, he gets sent
So
back
those
to the
guys
bureau as
both
well.
go back to the bureau. And it's just Langley on his own.
Right. And that brings me down to 4 conspiracy points. But I'm also going to take 2 from my rejuvenating caves. I just forgot to take them earlier.
Gotcha. At this point, I do not meet the requisites required to successfully investigate that site.
Okay.
And I need to throw away a card. We'll get rid of 5 alarm fire.
All right.
Which is kind of a cool card, but you got to have CP to make it work.
Yeah. Okie doke. I will draw my free card. Or I'm like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards. Okay. I'll draw my free card. And I will add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 res. And I will not purchase anything.
Okay. I will sell off Faces of the Seraphim.
Yep.
For 5. Normally we'll be able to negotiate any call investigation card.
It's a good card, but I feel like it's a little high.
Well, it's flexible though, because you can use it as conspiracy or and you can, like I said, cash it in. So it's nice that way.
It's a good cash-in card, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, you're right. It does has it's a one-trick pony almost, but it has that flexibility of being usable on any turn. So that's kind of cool.
Okay. Are you buying any cards?
I will buy 2. Let me make sure. Short myself again. Yeah, 2. Our friends are back. This guy goes to the hospital, I understand.
Yes. Frohickey goes to the hospital, and my Prophet Ascending goes away now.
Okay. And Frohickey's no damage or
no damage on him. No.
So he'll be available on my next turn.
That's right.
Okay.
During your healing phase. Well, beg your pardon. No, he's not gone. Prophet Ascending's not gone because you're this is for the witness, not
yeah, the witness came back to my hand.
It was the abduction.
Yeah, both of those cards were picked up. They're the next 2 in line. So they're both back.
Oh, they're both back in your hand? Okay. So then
Well, Hickey's in the hospital, but yeah.
Right. Okay.
But the other guy came back.
Okay. So you bought your cards. I have nothing to heal, nothing to requisition. I'm gonna spend 4 for some sites.
Ooh, 2 sites.
Yes. The first one is Genetics Clinic, which is a medical 4+, may ask an affiliation question. And the other one is Wahan Propulsion, which is a computer 4+, may ask a motive question.
And did you get my affiliation yet?
I do not have your affiliation, no.
Okay. And motive. Both are good for you. All right, let me put plus in out there. So you have 3 sites out there right now. Let me get rid of New York from last turn.
Yeah.
Counter here. That guy's left over. And what were the, sorry, with the sites again? You said it was
so medical 4 affiliation,
right.
Computer 4 motive.
Motive and affiliation.
Yeah.
And which was your motive site?
Motive is 2-3.
All right, it's under. This bluff is under number 1.
Yeah.
And the other one was your computer site. It's getting that one. Let me see if I want to put another one.
All right.
And let me see if there's one more. Hang on a second. No, that should do it.
Okay, I'm going to send Langley and 𝐗-𝐅i𝐥e𝐬 to the computer site, and I'm going to send Scully and Manners to the medical site.
Okay.
Let's do the computer one first, which is number 2, bluff number 2.
That's right. You determine the order of resolution. That one is a simple bluff where I get to take your money. It's armed robbery time.
Okay.
And it doesn't cost me anything, and I can take up to 3 of your resource points and add them to my conspiracy pool.
Okay. So I have 2.
So I'll take them.
All right, they're yours.
2 more. Speaking of work, no, sorry. Sorry. I just got to smile.
All right. So I have computers 6 for computers 4. Is there anything you want to do here?
Stinks. Nope.
Nope. Okay, so I get to ask you a motive question.
You do.
All right. Motivational time. Is your motive ideology?
It is.
All right. Narrows it down a little bit. Down to 3. Okay, moving on to. Oh, wait. Do I want to ask the follow-up question? If I do that,
Well, you've got another bluff.
Let's narrow it down. Let's see the bluff on card number 1.
All right. That one's back to our old friend to get rid of your breadsticks and that sort of thing. The fallen one force an opponent to remove 1 keyword mystic card from the game.
All right, I have no mystic cards.
Yeah.
All right, I have medical 4 on a medical 4 site. 4 from Scully. Can you stop
there is
me?
a little monster to with. We're bringing out the Prince of Darkness, who is good on motive sites.
This one is the affiliation. The motive site was the last one.
Oh, I thought you said it was the other way around.
No, we just asked the motive.
I thought you pointed to the other one.
Oh, sorry.
Can we do a rollback so I can play him? Just to see how it plays out?
Sure.
I'm sorry. I thought you had pointed to your.
That's okay.
I thought you tapped your other one when you said when I asked about which one was motive.
Yeah, motive was number 2.
Oh yeah, I thought you had tapped the other one. I'm sorry.
All right, you know what? I'll let you attack this one, even though it's
just so we can
so we can do it and see what happens.
All right. So the prince is there, and you need centrifuge, I think. Let me see. See if I can find it. Here's I can actually read it. Prince of Darkness. Must use their centrifuge skill as their value in LRC and CRC. If you don't have it, it's 1 each. Free if played on a site to which the fallen ones is attached. So he would hit you for 6 long range.
6 long range?
Yep.
All right, I will I'm going to do this, and you're not going to like this. I'm going to discard my sunflower seeds, which says discard this card to negate 1 occult creature.
All right. Was that on manners?
It was on manners, yeah.
Okay. I didn't see it there. I remember you playing it at the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
I forgot who was attached to it. Oh, that's great, though. It came in handy. Awesome. You saved yourself from the big bad vampire. Thanks to sunflower seeds.
With sunflower seeds. I don't know how sunflower seeds can stop the occult, but maybe spitting in their eye.
There was something in the something Mulder said, I think, and he chews them all the time.
Yeah. Manners goes back to being a lousy 3 health agent.
So to answer your question, so in the episode Bad Blood, the vampire obviously being of the occult persuasion, so they throw the sunflower seeds, and the creature having OCD stops in mid-attack and has to pick up all the sunflower seeds that got thrown, and therefore the agents, can obviously get away. Yeah, it works. Pretty faithful, right?
That's awesome.
And they're good for your health.
And I got to play the Prince of Darkness for real. Well, sort of.
All right, so then I get to ask an affiliation question.
I don't think I have anything else I can do. Let me just
all right
here.
So let's do it. Is your affiliation primordial?
It is.
It is. Oh man, let's ask that bonus. I've got you down to 2, so
go for it.
Are you Sheriff 𝐗-𝐅i𝐥e𝐬?
I am not.
Oh boy.
Oh, gee, do I get a penalty question?
You do get a penalty question.
Is your X-File? No, wait a minute. Or do I have to do the affiliation? I already know the affiliation. So is your X-File Arthur Grable?
Ta-da! Arthur Grable.
Oh, wow.
And the penalty question has it. Wow.
So you were Donnie Faster?
Donnie Faster.
I feel like I pulled that one out of nothing. All right.
And I was so close to picking Donnie. I was like, because he's on top, and
yeah,
very nice.
I like his picture so much of some of the X-Files. It's like I almost always say, oh, I'd like to pick him, but no, better not. But he came
up a pretty iconic image for sure. Wow. I am also very glad, Mike. Thank you so much for allowing John to have a chance to play the Prince of Darkness there in that hypothetical scenario. Because it is good to see if so these adversaries especially,
it's cool to see the sunflower seeds in action.
Yeah. I like that it got negated by a playtest card, so it's good. It works. Definitely works. So let's see. So what we got, most played cards that we saw tonight were, both of you had Langley on your team. Mike, you played 2 staged abductions, which is really cool. I like cards that allow you to search through your bureau deck and get certain stuff. I mean, you really did have a deck that was, built on like
it was built on abduction.
Yeah, I knew they were coming, I had
another one in my hand.
Here we go.
And I also had, and I was kind of hoping that we were going to be able to play it. I had Alien Harvester in there.
Oh yeah.
How you guys were going to do that? I have no idea.
I had an idea.
Would you care to share now?
Rolling dice. So basically, a card can hit probably a maximum of 2 cards, right? So
I would, probably.
Depending on how they're spaced out, but I would say 2, right? So on a 1, it's nothing. On a 2, it hits the first guy. 3, it hits the second guy. 4, it hits the third guy. 5, it hits 2 guys, and then 6, it hits nothing. So it's like,
yeah, I don't think I like those odds.
It seems like you're bound to hit something.
Well, I'm pretty sure. Like,
let me toss a card here.
You would think like the aliens have some perception with their tractor beams.
I hit 1, like just by trying there.
I can drop it. Tell me where to drop it.
It says like 10 inches or something on the card. Yeah, it's like it's not that high. Like it's like unless you're like doing like weird,
cards.
Wrist twist or something, you're gonna probably have it land on something. Odds are. I mean, like I feel like you can spread your agents out, but it's like you can't put them in like. I mean, even if you put them in like the four corners of the play mat, I mean, you could still be like, yoink. So.
I see a lot of deadly uses for blight.
Oh yeah,
blight with what's the other relentless pursuit? The red tape and blight can just devastate
turn after turn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. And it's like no place is safe. Well, I mean, agents can be in the field. And when they get blighted, of course, and I noticed, in the first part of the game, you guys were like, you guys were careful to keep some agents in the bureau, and I hadn't realized it. I was like, oh, they're doing it because of blight. And
I put mine out, but Mike was playing it smart and holding some back because of blight. And then when I did play my blight, there were no valid targets for the second one. I was like, oh, that was great.
Mike, good use of Prophet Ascending, because we got to see you played that twice tonight, actually, didn't you?
I played it only once.
Oh, you didn't play it on 𝐗-𝐅i𝐥e𝐬 both times, or
no, you played it once before it was
almost. Okay,
I almost got a second use out of it, but he was already in play. That's why I was asking if I could play a second card. So what's that card that allows you to play? What's that card that allows you to play two cards of the same thing?
Oh, play two sides at the same time?
Yeah.
Rashomon effect. From Bad Blood. So basically, because in that episode, you get Mulder's point of view of that one investigation of Cheney, Texas, and then you get Scully's point of view of the same investigation. So I thought that would...
Rashomon was this film by some Japanese director, Kurosawa, or something. It's kind of famous, and where you get to see these multiple perspectives over time.
Yep.
And the same thing just gets played out again and again and again.
In my hand, I was holding a Bridge of Sighs for the longest time, and I was waiting for my Summon by the Stars to get in here to turn someone into an abductor, but it never happened. And I already used both of my my things to look for the abduction cards. Oh, it was this set really makes abduction more feasible.
Yes, because it really isn't in just the commercially released cards, because you have the abduction card, you got Alien Harvester. That's pretty much it. You did get no, you didn't get anything with Truth Is Out There edition. And for 1013, you got the oubliette card. I think that counted as one, and that was it.
Yeah. So and I didn't even like I probably could have refined the deck a little bit more to make it more abduction friendly, but anyways, yeah.
It was
I do
plenty of abduction.
If you decide you want to do that again, there is one card from the season 4 expansion, and if you don't have it, I can always send you an image of it. I sort of laid the groundwork for the abductee keyword with one card in season 4 called Midair Abduction. It's a bluff, and so you can play that card and you give the keyword to to cards at that site. So then that again, you get that that abductee keyword out there. So another potential to do either the Bridge of Sighs, or you have the Faceless Rebels, who can also be played for free if there's an abductee card at that point. And so the Midair Abduction card, that is part of season 4. You play to force the investigating player to discard all alien investigation and observation cards in their hand. In addition, any and all witnesses played at that site are immediately afflicted with the keyword abductee due to residual radiation, even after the card is resolved. So that one, is part of season 4, which again, welcome to include season 4 cards in any of the playtests for this one. So, John, so what are your feelings on what you got to play tonight and the set from what you saw?
Oh, I like this set. I had fun with this. And just being able to actually play a big bad vampire is so cool. And this set makes it possible. If you can get that combo off and he comes out for free, that's awesome. And then I did get hit by a Boy Con a couple of times, which is a surprisingly devious card, where my cost got escalated. For my team here, my 3 computer guys, they all got penalized. So that cost me 3 extra points on a +4 investment. So it suddenly became +7 when I had 3 guys that could do +6. And that Roy Khan came in, was kind of a critical card, I think, for stopping a couple of my investigations.
Yep.
So that was kind of cool to see.
Yeah, the gunmen are knowledgeable in a lot of things, but bureaucracy, not really one of their strong suits, especially Langley, because, the hair and all, they're like, you're just a hippie. Can't trust a word you say. Byers actually does have some bureaucracy.
I would assume Byers.
Yeah, I forgot to count Byers as bureaucracy, so I was kind of shorting myself.
Oh, he doesn't have any. But I would actually think, he might. One could argue Byers. He worked for the FCC at one point. And his demeanor, is something that would just kind of would be on par with someone who probably worked in a very high bureaucratic setting. So yeah, one could argue Byers could use some bureaucracy skill, and I'd be like, that's not a bad point to make.
So.
But Roy Khan, which again is kind of like a weird card because it ties into this character from the 50s.
Yep.
Who worked with McCarthy, and then I think he later advised Trump a little bit as an older gentleman. So he's a historical figure. And it's kind of interesting to see these guys like Hoover and Roy Khan pop up in an X-Files set.
Right. Yeah. And because that episode, which was in season 5, where it's basically just like a flashback episode for the Arthur Dale's character. And so you do get to see a lot of historical figures in that episode. So yeah, it was an interesting one to apply for this expansion. And actually, in addition, if the team fails the skill check, you get to lose an active card in your hand. But that was interesting. I noted because as it happened, you only had a sight in your hand, and the sights don't actually have any such activators on there. So it does have me wondering, but we still took that to mean it's a card that's played by the the active player, as opposed to the conspiracy directed player.
Yes.
But that was interesting. That didn't occur to me that might be a scenario. But as far as changes goes, the one definitive one we're going to be definitely making is adding the phrase "shuffle your bureau deck" to the end of hacking a government agency. So bravo on bringing out that card, because I didn't catch it until you guys had played it. So I looked at it and was like, oh, wait a second. We're missing a usual...
Or leave it as is. Then you don't have to deal with the whole moving the abductees around. You'll just keep the same exact order. You just pick out that one card.
Yeah, I see. To me, I'm kind of a little bit of a dick when it comes to that kind of stuff. If it says shuffle the deck, well, that your cards are in that deck, and they should be shuffled as well. They're not excluded from that abduction. So it's do you want to actually use that card to get the benefit? And if you do, then you have to suffer the penalty, or maybe not penalty, right?
Getting a card with 10 cards down almost always pretty much kicks them out of the game. I mean, depending, if you have big card churners, they'll come around. But if you're like me, I'm not burning enough cards to pull him up in time, they're pretty much out of commission.
Yeah, because you've obviously lost an agent, so you're not generating as much res in your briefing phase. So therefore, you're not able to buy as many cards as you might potentially, if you had your full team's resources at your disposal. So yeah, no, that's an interesting point. Yeah, and maybe that's kind of why there's maybe a sort of a balance with those abduction cards, in that they're very few and far between. But then again, it's like the show as represented in the commercially released cards only got us up to season 3, and the alien conspiracy just gets more and more refined as it goes along. Yeah, and so a lot more abductions going on. So yeah, I guess 𝐗-𝐅i𝐥e𝐬 never did get a chance to resurface from that abduction. I'd hate to think what they did to him up there, what sort of weird tests they might have performed on him. And of course, no one would
he
him,
can
right?
hold his own.
What I was waiting for, I was waiting for you to 𝐗-𝐷i𝐥e𝐬 that event.
I made
Oh yeah,
probably 4 or 5 mental mistakes where I just messed up.
And I was trying to get you to. I was trying to get you to do it with that distrust.
Yeah, you actually mentioned it to me about. You actually mentioned it
because you kept saying, "What can I do? What can I do? What can I do?" And I'm like, "It's an event card." So,
yeah, you did help. You tried to help me.
But at the same time, it's like, yeah, knowing Mike being a strategist, it's like if he's pushing for someone to use a particular effect, he's got like something even worse.
Now that being said, I had 2 of the Prophets Ascending in my hand, so I would have been able to get it off regardless.
Yeah. Yep.
One of the cool cards in this set is this. It didn't come up was this FCC button. You can't see it now, but basically does bureaucracy. So it could have saved me some grief with the Roy Khan card. Although I probably would have just buffed Holly, which wouldn't have helped me with that card. It's basically free if you play it on Holly.
Yes, because she has that extra keyword in there, and that is also you could also take advantage of Holly's effect because it has a keyword government on it. If you did want to, requisition it to someone else, yeah. And actually,
and the flavor text is really cool on it. Oh yeah, CC.
Yeah,
but the flavor text is really cool too, where it's buyers. Hey, guys, like a button, and Hacker Dude, up yours, Narc.
So there were two cards in the set, Stephen, Faces of the Seraphim and August Bremer, which are they're both negate a 1 keyword criminal or criminal investigation card, or the keyword occult or occult investigation card. I feel like they're a little high.
Okay.
And I know just to negate a keyword occult, I know it's able to use on both sides. It just feels like it's a little high at 5, and the only reason I put them in there was because I couldn't find shotgun.
No shotguns here. So I guess what's worth to consider, because obviously if you're to reduce the cost, obviously by 1, let's say 4, then that puts those 2 cards, Bremer and Faces of the Seraphim, on par with the other CP negate cards like Dr. Joe Ridley, which pay 4 to negate 1 keyword medical card. Colonel Kissel pay 4 CP to negate 1 sciences card. In that case, it's 1 particular keyword, and it's only able to be played by the conspiracy player for the cost of 4. So that's kind of where it's like, so be able to play a card that can negate 2 possible keywords, and it's kind of a situation where it's going to be criminal cards. You're likely to only be playing those while you're the investigating player, whereas criminal investigation cards, you're likely to play this card as the conspiracy player to negate a site. So that's why, and obviously, as John pointed out, the fact that they're able to be played on when either active or conspiracy. So yeah, if anything, actually, when I was doing those 2 cards, I was actually worried that it was too inexpensive for the range that they had.
I don't know. I can't think of a time where I'd be like, oh, I've got 5 extra, whatever to negate this.
Right. So there are a couple adversaries in this expansion, in this set, that have the keyword criminal on them. So you could play this card as the active player to negate an adversary, and at some point like that, you're like, oh boy, thank goodness I had that card in my hand at that point. If you had nothing else. And then, of course, as you're the conspiracy player, here you go. Here's like an easy way to get rid of a particular site at that juncture. So yeah, and kind of the same for the what was it? The Faces of the Seraphim, occult and criminal occult investigation. Yeah, I was gonna say I thought I had a third one, but was that one part of?
Those were the only two that I remember seeing.
Oh, I might be thinking of one that was in season 4 expansion. Oh yeah, Make History. That one was negate any one keyword alien or alien investigation card. You kind of see the and again 5 can be played either on active or conspiracy players' turn. So yeah, I was continuing on with that for this expansion. So bringing in those other variations, but yeah, worth noting. Too expensive, but then again, yeah, it's like how do you? Yeah, it just when you look at some of those other CP cards that negate only one keyword, it kind of leaves no wiggle room for reducing the cost to 4, because then it just kind of creates it like that incongruous. It's like, well, this is better than those other ones, you know. And actually, we do have one variation of that in the set. We have, don't we? Yeah. Your suspect is blind. Negate any one keyword observation card for 4 CP. So, because that one is missing from all the commercially released ones. They didn't have one for negating that keyword. A lot of the other ones they came out with during the Truth Is Out There edition, like Colonel Kissel, Dr. Joe Ridley, Brother Andrew. And so, yeah, I was like, well, we don't have one for observation, so let's make one for that. So, yeah, compare those two, and it's like, yeah, it does make it does make it hard to. And actually, like I said, I was almost concerned that Faces of the Seraphim and August Bremer were perhaps
not high enough.
They were too cheap, you know, for the range that they would have. But it's, as you said, Mike, it's good that you have something when you're working with no shotguns or Nurse Owens is in your deck.
Yeah. The other thing that I would maybe comment on is the lone gunman.
Yeah, there we go. Big aspect of this set. What are your thoughts?
I think that our game effects are they need to be worked a little bit. I feel like 6 is really high for what they're able to do. I get that they're 2 res agents, and like Scully, Mulder, but they're what, 7, aren't they?
Yeah, they're the only 2 7 agents, and I think it's fair to say Mulder and Scully will always and only be the only 7 RP agents, and leaves like those like Skinner and Krychek as 6 RP agents, and that seems fair considering that they are, you know, like they're supporting characters.
What about the Terminator?
Doggett? Well, Doggett. You know, since he was never a commercially released card, we're using. He's a part of the season 4 expansion. He's a promo included in that Kevin Marion made back in sometime in the earlier 2000, maybe 2008 or something like that, maybe even earlier. So Kevin Marion designed that one, and so I asked him, "Hey, I really like your version of Doggett, and I kind of like the idea. I was like, can I use the text, the skills, and everything for this one?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure." And so yeah, that version of Doggett is a 6 RP agent. And he also has an effect that says you can negate 1 bluff. So as it happens, his effect is much like Langley's. And so to your point about the gunman effects, it is something that, I mean, it is, I would say it kind of is sort of gnawing at me, where I am concerned that it may be, it may make it too easy for players when they have a built-in negate event and negate bluff at their disposal when they're using these ones. And in addition to that, they would potentially have 2 Frohickeys in their deck, 2 Langleys in their deck, 2 known paranoids in their deck. So there's a lot of lot of options for negating. So that's kind of where I'm like, is it not balanced enough? Is it something that is gonna it makes it too easy? Of course, these games go long. Like this one went, I think, like 2.5 hours. So lots of potential. Even if one bluff gets negated, there's always a chance, more bluffs are going to come up. But even so, to the point, is that going to make it too easy? It is a big feature for those characters. And so, I mean, I am quite at this point, like I don't have any alternative ideas for effects. So I certainly am open to ideas. Go ahead.
Take a look at the ones that I made for the Lone Gunman expansion.
Okay. All right.
Because I tried to make them flavorful to the Lone Gunman, but they're not quite, like, I don't know. I have them up here right now if you want. Like Frohickeys is when you successfully investigate a site, add a token to Frohickey. Remove a token to add +1 to a skill check.
So
he's kind of if you successfully investigate a site, you basically get a +1 next time you use him
to any skill check.
Yeah, but you remove the token to do it, right? So you could have a plethora of tokens and just be like, yeah, well, I add +6 because you may choose to fail any skill check buyers is a part of and draw 3 cards.
Say that again.
You may choose to fail any skill check buyers is a part of and draw 3 cards. So it's a good way to cycle through cards if you're multi. It's something different. I not necessarily had to. Then I had to put 2 tokens on Langley, remove the token to reduce the resource costs of the next card to play by 3 to a minimum of 0.
Sorry, I didn't follow. Sorry, I hate to ask. Can you do that? Read that one again? I didn't follow.
Put 2 tokens on Langley. Remove a token to reduce the resource cost of the next card you play by 3 to a minimum of 0.
To a minimum of 0. Okay, got you. Okay. Any card, like no special keyword, just any resource.
Just the next card you play. If it's a resource card, so that way if you're hacking the government files, it's a 5. Not really one that you always want to play, but if it costs you only 2 for the cost of a token,
And I was just one more question, and then sorry, I don't have your spreadsheet in front of me. Were your Lone Gunman agents, were they 5 or 6? What was their cost?
Their cost was 5.
Okay.
I had them 5, and then my things were buyers. Buyers was Alien Investigation 2, Evidence Collection 3, Computers 3, Bureaucracy 2.
Okay.
Frohickey was Alien Investigation 2, Criminal Investigation 3, Observation 2, Sciences 3. And then he also had a higher close range than the rest of the gunmen, just because he was kind of the tough guy.
Okay.
And then Langley, Alien Investigation 2, Criminal Investigation 3, Computers 3, Subterfuge 2.
Okay.
So it's kind of close to what you had. I didn't put the thing, but I think buyers should at least have bureaucracy in his pool.
Yeah, and that's a fair argument to be made. And the reason I gave him medical, because he does have some medical knowledge, and I wanted it to make it so that you could have there's a couple of cards throughout these expansions where you can attach to an agent, but it has to be an agent that has a medical skill value. And it's like the medikit is one of them. I think the defibrillator is another one. So I didn't want to have, for one thing, I didn't want to have any of them as a trio, not have that available to them. But yeah, I do feel like, Buyers does have some potential for for bureaucracy to be added. So, but to me, I'm like kind of thinking I might have to lose the medical one. That seems like the most obvious one to go from there if I were to go that route.
Yeah,
Potentially, maybe the observation, perhaps, but worth a thought. Let me make a note of that. John, do you have any thoughts about the 3 lone gunmen? You used one of them tonight.
You used all 3 of them.
Oh yeah, you used only Langley. That's right.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with him. Byers didn't see much action, probably because his skill applies to other sites. And you going in, because these characters are all pretty weak, would primarily be sending everybody to the same site. So Byers is less useful in that sense. Now, if he could spend a token to boost a site he was at, in addition to his regular skill, that could be a game changer for the Roy Cohn effect. But
yeah, I kind of felt like we already had that with like Endril, who can do that.
With this guy, these guys, I think they're pretty well balanced. I think their weak combat is fitting. I mean, if you were going to tweak Byers and add bureaucracy, I'd probably drop the occult investigation. But really, I don't think it's there's much wrong with them. I think they're fine. But this is the first time I've played with them, so I have to I think Byers becomes more effective with a different team because of his ability to affect a different site.
I wonder too if maybe they had synergy between the 3 of them. If all 3 are together, they gain a +1 bonus to something. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here.
I mean that's a huge deal. I was generating like more reds and general generate every turn. I mean, the blight really shut some of that down, but I was pulling 7 in just with my team, and then getting the other guy who adds 1, I was getting 8, which is pretty big. So I think their res cost is really sweet as part of easy compensation for the weak combat, I think.
Yes, and yeah,
I like the way they are, but maybe the Byers can be tweaked a little bit, but I don't know. They're cool.
And
I like them. Don't get me wrong.
I really like the pictures too. The art of the pictures you chose are really nice. I mean, they're like studio portraits, which is something. Rather than that grinding in the field look, you suddenly get, hey, these guys posing for a picture like they're something.
And season 5 seemed to be like a good time to roll. The season 5 expansion seemed like a great time to roll them out because they got their origin story episode in that season, Unusual Suspects. So that's kind of why and you got to learn their first names and stuff like that. So I was like, to me, that just seemed like a good time to roll them out as agents for it. And yeah, I think it's worthwhile having them as agents because obviously as they came to grow to be more well supporting characters throughout the series, it almost seems like a disservice to have them only exist as like an event card or a witness card. And so I feel like they should be like up there with like the other agents like Skinner and Krychek and Pendrell, all those other 6RP agents. Like, to me, like the gunmen definitely have a place there, but it is certainly a matter of trying to find like what is the right balance for these ones. And in the previous expansion, I only did like 1 6RP agent. The rest of them are like 3 or 4 cost. Usually, those are kind of easier to create because you're not usually working with a whole lot of skills, and the effect is usually a bit run of the mill, not too strong, not too weak. So sometimes it's just easier to strike a balance with a 4 cost agent than it is with a 6 cost because you want to make sure it's a serviceable effect, but it's not too much of a game breaker effect at the same time.
that might balance things a little bit in terms of interacting with other cards is you can only have one Langley in play. You can only have one Frohicke in play. So that would prevent you from playing Frohicke and Langley cards if you had them in play as agents.
Yeah.
Because there is a trend throughout the games where you can't have the two of the same in play at the same time. So you can't. So if you say you can't have Frohicke as an agent and play another Frohicke to solve a problem, it'd be kind of like, oh, what kind of time warp we're getting into here? So
Yeah, for
that might be a balancing effect.
Yeah.
So if you're playing with those agents, you can't use those cards in.
Yeah.
Or the corresponding face card.
And that's
I don't know how you word that.
Yeah, I know, and also trying to find, and we always got to keep in mind the limited text space we're working with. But that is a good point to make. If in the event that we decide to keep the effects as they are, that are mirroring their respective event or witness, if we do that, then maybe that does create a bit of balance, at least as far as the deck building goes.
Then if that was the case, then I would bump them. I would bump them to two tokens.
The 2 tokens? Oh gosh, yeah. Oh yeah, Lord, yeah, because there's Joe and copy in your deck, but it's still the fact that you have it at it, like part of the
on demand.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas you have to have them in your hands.
I would never put Frohicke in my deck then, because I'd want the ability to have 2 of them.
But
right.
He's so cool. Of course you want to be in the deck.
So yeah, and that's kind of where I'm like, because obviously we all have 2 Langleys and 2 Frohickes in most of the deck, like the non-playtest decks we're doing. We usually are going to be coming in with 2 apiece. And so that
balance it out. If you can't play,
it's got to be a balance. So that's something to keep. Yeah, I hope to. We're going to be doing these play tests for probably the next couple of months, because I do want to get in at least a dozen, probably more than likely, because I definitely want to give obviously because we got 10 play testers. I want everyone to get a chance to have a shot. If not, ideally, yeah, if each of you guys is open to doing at least a couple of them, so it'd be great to have you come back with use some of the other cards, some of the other agents that you didn't get to use in your first playtest game. Please, yeah, if you guys got the time, I would love to have you guys come back and do another round of it. And of course, in that time in between, any ideas, of course, we can see how we can apply them.
I really like this set. It's a really good set. I don't think it requires an awful lot of tweaking. I just, for me personally, also because I did the Lone Gunman expansion, the three guys in my heart, I have a little fondness for them. So I want them to be a little more. They deserve to be a little more wacky in their effects.
Yeah,
I put them down as one res generating each guys. Because they were five cost 5, and they generate 1, and part of that is because they're poor, right? They don't have that ability to generate.
And interestingly, yeah, it wasn't until they had their spin-off series that you realized how poor they were. Otherwise, like up until that point, you really didn't get a full sense of like what sort of income they were making with their newspaper. If anything, you got the sense that it was actually pretty successful because of what they're able to do. At least,
I think what they did is everything that they got, they just put back into the paper, right? They were able to buy their gadgets and stuff like that, and that's why they put Jimmy.
Byers had a real job.
What's that?
I thought Byers had a real job.
He did with the FCC, but he pretty much quit. Like, I think at the time he joined them in 1989 or 1990. I think at that point, it wasn't stated outright, but you got the sense he probably wasn't going to keep
I haven't watched
the government at that point.
I should probably watch the Lone Gunman series.
And then they took on Jimmy Jimmy Bond to be their benefactor, right? So that's why they kept him around. It's not for his brilliance or
he paid the bills and all that.
He paid the bills,
yeah.
so.
But then I guess it was revealed that they went broke because of Morris Fletcher, the Men in Black, really kind of made them exhaust like what little income they still had at that point. So they pretty much were broke by the time you got to their final episode, which was, oh God, that was an appalling episode. But I really want to look a lot hard. The reason I want to take so much time to walk slowly through this expansion is to really take the time to see, like, is this really what the route we want to go with these 3 agents? Because they are going to be a big part of the set, obviously, because they've got cards like the Suzanne Medeski card and there's some other cards that are going to be very useful to them.
Yeah.
We want to make sure that these are the very well balanced agents that we would hope that would be part of this. And thank you for saying so, Mike. Yeah, I really I'm hoping that at least this time around, I feel like I've learned quite a bit since I did season 4, and ideally, like this time around, I want to have like very little regrets as possible. I do have some with the season 4 expansion because that was a few years ago, and every time you play this game, you learn something new. And in the years that since, I've just learned so much. And I'm like, I would go back and change quite a few things with the season 4 set. But it's just one of those, it's out there. And they're not deal breakers or anything, but they're just like little things that I would do different on a lot of those cards. But yeah, I was like, this time around, I'm going to make sure we take the time and have as many people involved in it so that we can make sure that I don't have as many things I look back on and like, I wish I could have thought of that then, or wish I would have done something different. Hoping to avoid that this time around. And so I'll go ahead.
I had a lot of extra cards I didn't use. Because there's so many good ones to choose from, which is always a good sign. When I ran out of like the right color sleeves because I had so many potentials I picked out. So that was good.
All the more reason why we got to get you both back in for another playtest, so you do get a chance to use not only the cards in your deck that you weren't able to play tonight, but also so you get a chance to include some of those other cards that are part of this big set. A lot more agents. There's still a few agents we have not seen. So for some of the other playtesters who might be watching this who haven't built their decks yet, we've also got Agent Michael Kingsley. We got Agent Carla Stonecipher from the
whole combo thing going there.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, got to see those. Agent Rich. We've also got. Have we seen Captain Jack Bonsant yet? I don't know if we have actually. I don't think we have seen him yet. From Chinga. So yeah, got more to see from the other agents that are in this set. So yeah, the rest of you playtesters, take note. Here's what we've seen, but also I want to see more lone gunmen because again, I want is probably everyone try them out and tell me what are your thoughts, because I really think I think together we can find a way to make them just right. So yeah, hopefully everyone gets a chance to try out the gunman agents. So before we lock, it's after 1 o'clock for you guys, so I'm gonna wrap this up and so we can all get ourselves a good night's sleep. Parting words before we sign off.
Security checkpoints are awesome.
And also, John, do you have any nice words you'd like to say to the good people of New Jersey before we go?
Oh, the Garden State, is that what it's called?
The Garden State.
Yeah. I'll try to make amends. Yeah, I have been to New Jersey. I've had a good time. I have canoed on that river and hung out with some friends there. And I shouldn't have disparaged Newark despite my frustration in their airport.
Truth be told, John supports just enough global warming to flood Newark, and only kidding. That's
I will try not to say any more disparaging things about me. In case I ever run for political office, this could come back to haunt me.
oh gosh. Well, that's okay because I mean, really, we have literally ones of people watching the show, so I don't think, I doubt anyone in New Jersey is actually tuning in. Okay, so before we sign off, though, I do want to thank you guys both for availing yourselves.
Oh,
and
yeah. Thanks, Mike. You're great.
Thank you. Yeah, it was a great game.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Yeah, you guys played some cards that we hadn't seen in the previous ones. We got to see more agents that we hadn't seen previously. Got to finally see how all three Lungamen work together in a game. So that in itself is worth the price of admission. And before we sign off, please, if you're watching and you have not hit that subscribe button, please consider doing so. It goes a long way to support this content and keep that coming. Also, make sure to like and leave a comment and all that good stuff. And with that, we'll say goodnight and thank you for tuning in. And please be sure to tune in next time for another edition of Alien Investigations. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Peace out.